are prepared to break the silence, I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees, and I may fall as I'm so close to the edge.
Welcome to Turf Moorhouse TV. We are at the Etihad Stadium. A familiar face returns to the Etihad in Burnley manager Vincent Kompany for a quarter-final clash between Manchester City and Burnley. It is the master against the student. It's a return to the Etihad for Vincent Kompany. And who's going to come out on top? Is it going to be Manchester City, or is it going to be Burnley? You find out right here as we take you through a live watch-along of this quarter-final in the Emirates FA Cup. I am looking forward to this fixture. Ask me again about 10 minutes into the game, and I will probably be, I don't know, crying. Let's have hope, though. Yet again, it's the hope that kills you, isn't it? Get your predictions in. Let us know how you think it's going to go in the chat. Let us know how you think this game is going to pan out. And join us. Join us where and when you can. I really do appreciate the love and support that we've been getting. So please keep it coming. If you could as well, if you're new around here and you're looking forward to it, then absolutely Hulk smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, hit that notification bell. You will be notified when we next go live. We are on social media, as you can see from those little buttons right above you. But here's a more in-depth video of where you can find us at Turf Moorhouse TV on all socials. So yeah, get your predictions in. Let us know. Catch us on social media. We are currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So do show your support on either of those platforms while we are currently live for this live watch along. It should be a good game. As we said, there is Pep Guardiola versus Vincent Kompany. It is his return to the Etihad. And is it going to be a welcome one for the former City captain? We shall see. We will go through the teams. And we'll go through the teams close to kick-off as well. Starting with the Man City side, you've got Stefan Ortega in goal, Kyle Walker, Diaz, Laporte, and Rico Lewis, the youngster, is playing at left-back. Rodrigo, De Bruyne, and Mahrez are in a midfield with a front three of Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden, and Erling Haaland. City are not taking it easy tonight. They are not going to be taking it easy on us. Looking at their subs bench, they have Ederson, Calvin Phillips, John Stones, Nathan Ake, Ilkay Gundogan, Jack Grealish, Sergio Gomez, Akanji, and Cole Palmer. That makes up the Manchester City bench. However, if you're a Clarets fan, like myself, strap yourself in. This is an interesting side by Kompany, an interesting choice. And I can understand why, because he's got to keep one focus on the Championship trophy, which could technically be wrapped up in 2 more games' time in terms of the league, be it. But here is your Claret side. Peacock Farrell gets the nod between the sticks. Connor Roberts plays right back. Amin Alderkill is in alongside Jordan Bayer. Ian Matson will be playing at left wing back. Josh Cullen is in the centre of midfield, orchestrating that pretty much alone, really, because we've got quite a few attacking players. Goodmanson starts alongside Nathan Teller, as does Zarore and Vitinho. And it is a start for Lyle Foster, who managed to get his first league goal for Burnley not 2 weeks ago now. So it was a great chance for him to turn up to the Etihad and see what he can provide. Subs for the Clarets are as follows: Aaron Murich, Charlie Taylor, Jack Cork, Ashley Barnes, Scott Twine, Samuel Bastian makes the bench, as does Michael Obafemi, Halil Dervisoglu, and Manuel Benson. So he will be back and amongst it. Let us know, as I said, keep them coming. Let us know your predictions. And yeah, City's team, they're not taking it easy, are they? A couple of comments then. Henry's in nice and early. Says, evening, Dan. I'm rooting for the Clarets. Massive win, hopefully, for the Clarets. Jeff's in. Says, just popping in before going bed. Good luck in the game, but will be tough for Burnley, especially as Haaland's starting. Have to go for a City win 2-0. I mean, I did a screenshot through the Emirates FA Cup on the Twitter page, and they said, and well, as I screenshot it and looked at the score, I realised I'd screenshotted it and it said City to beat Burnley 4-0. So I sent them it and they said, oh, City rout. And I said, hopefully not, because, well, I'm fed up with the annual pasting by City in the Cup and nobody wants that again, which they dropped a like on because clearly they understand that this happens regular. I reckon they wanted this anyway, to have company back, create a bit of a story, and then leave themselves with City and Man United in the final. You know how it is. It's not a fix, I promise you. The Stream Elements bot is running. Whoop, whoop. And Mick's in the chat. How you doing, Mick? Evening to yourself. He says, an interesting team selection for Burnley tonight. And it is, mate. Totally agree. Couldn't agree more. Got a good couple of stats for you. If you're a Burnley fan, look away now because, literally just press mute, because it's not good from a Burnley sort of picture. Having lost their first FA Cup meeting with Burnley in January 1931, Manchester City have won each of their last 4 against the Clarets in the competition. Most recently, a 5-0 win in the 4th round of this cup in the 2018-19 season. Burnley, however, have lost their last 10 meetings with Man City in all competitions by an aggregate score of 34-1. Yep, that bad. Only against Arsenal and Wolves have they ever lost more consecutively. Burnley haven't won away against Manchester City since 1973. A 1-0 win in the Charity Shield, drawing 4 and losing 12 of their 16 visits since then. City have reached the semi-final of the FA Cup in 5 of their 6 seasons under Pep Guardiola, failing only in 17-18. They could become the 3rd team to reach the last 4 of the competition in 5 consecutive seasons since the creation of the Football League, after Manchester United and Arsenal. This is Burnley's first ever quarter-final match since 2002 season, and that ended with a 2-0 defeat to Watford. They last reached the semi-final of the competition in 73-74, beating Wrexham in that year's quarter-final. I'm sure fans galore are going to be there, and in perfectly fan voice today for the Clarets, it should be a good one. As I said, we have got 5 minutes until kickoff, and yeah, it's 7,800 Burnley fans going to the Etihad tonight, and hopefully going to be in fan voice and be that 12th man to hopefully get Burnley over the threshold. We shall see. Hope you've all had a great weekend, whatever your plans are. Whatever your plans are, or whatever your plans have been. Hope everything has been all right with yourselves. And what have you got coming up for the rest of the weekend? Let us know. The City subs are making their way to the bench. Burnley and City are soon to come out. I was going to get tickets for this game, but me and the missus decided against it. Plus, there's been other things go on in life at the moment with recent events, and yeah, money could potentially be needed elsewhere. So it is what it is. It's just one of them. Wanderers in. He says, "Evening, Dan from the Philippines, 1:40 a.m. Ouch, ouch. That's early. That is very early, and I'm sat here having a Budweiser, and you're debating whether to go to bed." Elevators in the chat as well. Sup, everybody. Sup to yourself. I will certainly sup when this one's gone. There's another one awaiting me, nice and cold in the fridge. As I said, people, get your score predictions in. Let us know how you think this game is going to go. I have put money on this game. I've gone for Burnley to win 2-0. Maybe it was ahead. My head overruled my heart. But I have gone for a Burnley 2-0 win. You never know. You never know. We all know what the FA Cup's like. The magic of the FA Cup, as it is called. We shall see. We shall see. But it is live at the Etihad. Manchester City versus Burnley. A return for Vincent Kompany in this fixture. And I think that's what the story is pretty much going to be about, isn't it? That's what everyone seems to be talking about, that Kompany's back. And basically, that's going to be the story, isn't it? That the former club captain is back at the Etihad. It's just panned round to the Burnley fans who are in. Farm boys, look at them all. Look at them all. 7,800 and I don't know the rest of it, but there is a good number there of claret. It's a sea of claret and blue at the Etihad. And all for a place in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Just remember, the semi-finals are played at Wembley, so the winners of this do go to Wembley Stadium. And if that's not much of an incentive, then who knows? Elevator says, "To be honest, Dan, I'm very worried about your team having to deal with Haaland and De Bruyne. That is a deadly duo against a defence where I don't know many of their players." That's fair. That is fair enough. That is fair enough. Elevator says, "I'm going to Manchester City 5, Burnley 0. Well, we'll see. We will see, won't we? It usually happens. Jeff says, "Game being shown here live in the Philippines. Whoop, whoop. Get in." So we'll stay up for the first half at least. Top man. Really appreciate that, Jeff. And what did you think of Leicester's result as well? With the draw against Brentford. Good result for you guys? Let me know in the chat. Elevator says, "De Bruyne, Bernardo and Haaland to score a hat-trick." Ouch. Luke's in as well. And says, "Hey Dan, hope all is well, mate." It's it's not too bad. Not too bad. As I say, it's all the love is about Vincent Kompany. That's all it is being about. Kompany's come out earlier, Pep's coming out later, and I'm sure there'll be a nice warm embrace for the both of them. As Pep is out, I think he's going to go over to Kompany now. And I'm sure there'll be no love lost between these two here. It's going to be a very interesting game. As I say, they both have a hell of a lot of respect for each other. But when it comes to it, they are both winners. And when that whistle goes, it is certainly going to be one of those moments where just, well, everything is spilt out on the pitch. As a former City great makes his way to out onto the pitch as well. And we are just going through the team lineups again, which we will go through in just a second. Read some of your comments. Wanderer says, "Got to hope for a win, but would sooner have Muric in goal. Let's go for a 3-2 win." I will take it. Mark says, "Evening, Dan. Evening to yourself, Mark." He says, "Come on, Burnley. Come on, Burnley." Henry's been distracted. Ooh, easily done. Easily done. Elevator says, I hope Burnley win because I love seeing City players cry when they get knocked out. Who knows? Who knows? I'm looking forward to seeing Manuel Benson come off the bench and hopefully cause some of the wing backs at City some problems. And Kate says, I wish I was there. Elevator says, who do you think will win the Premier League, Arsenal or City? I won't mind Arsenal doing it for a bit of difference. I just want us to do our bit here, to be fair. It'll be an interesting and exciting game, I think, but I don't have a clue how it'll finish. Jess says, well pleased with the point, as did not expect any. We have 3 games after the international break, all winnable, but I predict a draw, and win. At least you're not getting beat, mate. That's the main thing. Let's have a look through them teams again then, starting with the home side. Stefan Ortega starts in goal. Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz and Aymeric Laporte, with youngster Rico Lewis playing on the left. Rodrigo, Kevin De Bruyne, Riyad Mahrez, Julian Alvarez, Phil Foden and Erling Haaland is the starting 11. Substitutes for Manchester City are Ederson, Calvin Phillips, John Stones, Nathan Ake, Ilkay Gundogan, Jack Grealish, Sergio Gomez, Akanji and Cole Palmer. For the Clarets, the game is now underway, but here is your Clarets team. Peacock Farrell in goal, Connor Roberts, Amin Al-Dakil, Jordan Bayer, Ian Matson, Cullen, Goodmanson, Teller, Zarori, Vitinho and Lyle Foster. Subs are Muric, Taylor, Cork, Barnes, Twine, Bastian, Obafemi, Dervisoglu, Benson. Let's rush through that as we can. But the game is underway, as we said. And you can catch it at the bottom of your screen, where we will be bringing you everything that goes on throughout this fixture. Mrs. B's in the chat, says, hi, Dan, already? Beer in hand? Yes, yes, indeed. 2 sides who love to attack. This is going to be extremely interesting. Burnley aren't used to, City won't be used to the fact of Burnley putting some pressure on them, giving them a game, getting involved. We're used to sitting 11 men behind the ball, soaking up that Man City pressure and going home with our tail between our legs. There's still time to write our own fairy tale in this one. T's in the chat says, evening to yourself. Elevator says, rather weak City team. But I still think that's way too much for Burnley. Could be. Nat's in the chat as well. Evening to yourself, Nat. And Jeff says, where in the Philippines do you live? It's Jeff, by the way. I use my wife's account for these watch-alongs. Not a problem. City coming forward. Phil Foden has it. Plays it back into the centre. Now back with De Bruyne, who finds Kyle Walker. Matson's watching Mahrez. Mahrez does love a goal against Burnley, to be fair, and well watched by Goodmanson, who was back and managed to stop Erling Haaland from getting in front of him. Mr. B's in as well. Mr. and Mrs. are in the chat. How are you doing, Mr. B? Good evening to your fine self. And Mark says, going to go 1-0 away win. The thing is, my only problem is the longer we hold them, the longer we hold out, the more they're going to start playing dirty tactics. There's having a level of respect, and then there's just, that's it. We'll try it. We'll try everything. As T says there, keep the faith, everyone. You've got to, haven't you? You've got to. I've even kept a spare pair of underpants at the side of me just in case they have ours down in the first 45 minutes. But not too bad. Burnley's seen quite a bit of the balls. It's weird to see. It's going to be it's a strong test. It's going to be a very strong test for us, is this? No denying that. De Bruyne with a header. Finds Phil Foden. That ball's gone. Burnley will get the throw in. He couldn't keep it in. 3 minutes on the clock. Connor Roberts with a throw-in. Deep in the Burnley half. Burnley kicking from right to left. And if calculations are correct, City from left to right. Unless football have changed the rule. Coutinho slips. To be fair, recovers well. Foden gets the final touch. And it's gone out for a goal kick. Pep Guardiola, a very successful man in his managerial career, is it's another cup competition that City could wrap up while they're still in it. They've got to get past the Marty Clarets yet. Jordan Bayer has just, Dekil, sorry, has just took the legs of Erling Haaland, and you can see him sort of now playing up a little bit. Burnley don't want to be drawn out when Haaland gets to the ball. They sort of want to still keep that shape, but City's still trying to get forward on the front foot. However, loses it. Phil Foden, again, a bit of a misplaced pass from Laporte, but Foden couldn't get it under control. Hopefully, sign of things to come. Elevate says, with Dortmund currently 2-up against Cologne and Bayern playing a tough game against Leverkusen, if Bayern lose tomorrow, Dortmund will be a point clear with the same amount of games played as Bayern. Ouch. Ouch. Henry says, Ireland winning against England. And Jag says, I hope we win and beat City. Fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed. I say, people, if you like what you see, if you like what you're hearing, I'm not gonna be biased just towards Burnley. I am gonna be quite open about the fact that if I think if Burnley have got a free kick, and I don't think it's a free kick, I will say, but time will tell. Kevin De Bruyne touches a ball down from a long pass over from Stefan Ortega. Oh, you can't leave it. Good interception. Ian Matson challenges Riyad Mahrez, and he can't get to it. It's going to go for a Burnley goal kick. It was Rodrigo who managed to get out on the far side and play it out to the edge. Oh, no, sorry, it was Rodrigo who was just teeing it up. Goodmanson left it. Needs be a little bit more patient there. Roberts. He tries to win a throwing off. Foden can't. Off Rodrigo, sorry, not off Foden. World of Football's in. Says big up to yourselves. Big up to yourselves. My missus says, I strongly believe that they're all playing like they're all part of the same team, if that makes sense. Tactics seem fairly similar as it stands. Yeah, it does. It does. I think City are trying to just find a way of breaking us down. They're going to have to try and find that. Try and find these long balls over the top. They're not used to Burnley battling hard. BTRD's in the chat, says greetings. Greetings to your fine self. Hope everything's good with yourself. Henry says, any surprise results in the championship today? Not really, no. I mean, probably Huddersfield. I don't know whether that finished 1-0 to them over Millwall. That could have been an interesting one if it stayed as it did. But I've not been checking. I've been shitting one's pantaloons in preparation for this game. But did finish 1-0 Huddersfield. The independent adjudicator off camera has just confirmed. BTRD says, come on, Burnley. Luke says, what a reception Vincent Kompany got when he walked out. And rightly so. Yeah, it is rightly so. One of the best captains to grace the Premier League. And I'm not just saying that because he's our manager. I think he has been one of the best captains in the Premier League era. And Mark says, so glad to see your channel growing. No, I appreciate that, pal. Fingers crossed it keeps going up and up and up. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Del Boy's in. What's the crack? What's the bleeding story? How you doing, son? Hope you had a good St. Paddy's Day. Is that Alderkill? Does really well against Erling Haaland, who pushes Connor Roberts over. That should be a free kick. It is, and Haaland looks a little bit perplexed. Peacock Fowl tries to get it away. Rushes it sort of and falls to the feet of City, who have it now in their own half. Elevator says, when do you think Burnley will be promoted to the Premier League? Well, if we beat Sunderland next weekend, then we play Borough at their ground. If we beat Borough, then I think that's it. I think basically that will be it. We'll have it. We'll have it wrapped up, but not the division, but we'll have promotion wrapped up, I believe. A few warning signs with Haaland. Yeah, there is. He's a dangerous player, isn't he? Burnley fans singing, "Is this a library?" Mrs. B says, glad to hear the Burnley fans are in fine singing voices. Over 7,500 Burnley fans travelled for this game. It's Burnley fans certainly wanted to see and witness a piece of history live in front of their eyes. And who knows? Who knows? Delboy says, my Paddy's Day's still going, mate. Milling the Guinness here. Have you half the G yet? I realised that we're saying yet. That's splitting the G. So apparently with your first swig, for people who don't understand, when you have a Guinness, your first swig, you're meant to drink to the point where when you put it down, you're right between the sign that says Guinness on the glass. I only worked that one out yesterday. My mate, however, he bought one of them Nitro Surge things for the top of the Nitro Surge cans. And honestly, mate, we had a few of them yesterday, and decent tackle. It was like, his words were, it was like drinking double cream. It was that smooth. Elevator says the Etihad, more like the empty ad. It looks like there's bums on seats today. Probably helps with a good amount of clarets travelling to the Etihad, though. Bertladar says, hopefully it's the Sheffield United game on the Monday. Who knows? Who knows? In case there's poor fans cramming on the X43. City trying to come forward now. Ball over the top for Mahrez. Maatsen just has to stand him here. De Bruyne tries to play it through Cullen. But he's watching De Bruyne's every move. It's now with Laporte. Rodrigo. We're only putting that pressure in. We've managed to pen him back. Good play by Lyle Foster to make Laporte go back. Good pressing by Burnley, to be honest. Mahrez comes more central. Rodrigo, is he going to look to play it to the far side? Finds Ruben Diaz. Oh, yeah, 2 weeks is the Mackham game. Sorry, not next week. I apologise. Yeah, there's international break, isn't it? Another reason why I thought we'd have played full strength. Well, hey ho, you never know. The always say splitting the G's all day, mate. The Nitro Surge is lovely. It is. It is. Elevator says most of the fans there are Burnley fans because City have no fans. It is. Even just watching this first 13 minutes, you can tell how different Burnley are now. compared to how we've been. But yeah, ask me again at full time when the scoreline might be similar to what we usually get. City come forward. Kevin De Bruyne, great interception. Well, with Rodrigo, Foden, back to Rodrigo. Ruben Diaz has it. Kyle Walker finds Rodrigo's got back into position. Rico Lewis. Kevin De Bruyne. We all know what he can do. Tries to play it in. Alderkill tries to turn his man. However, City have still got it. And they've sent it for a throw-in. Good play by Alvarez, who were trying to get in the box then. And it really interesting. Jeff says, first part again, it's very hard for me to drink. However, the next 5 go down smoothly. Yeah, it's just that little adjustment, isn't it? That little adjustment when you have one. Nathan Teller tries to come forward, tries to pick out Zarori. He can't get to the second ball. De Bruyne tries to play a 1-2 pass and it pays off. Phil Foden again tries to ping one to Kyle Walker, who Maatsen heads away, but Walker still somehow gets to it. Mahrez. BTID says, can't make it. I've got my season ticket. You're not impressed, are you? I'm not, but I'll potentially be going on that Sunderland game. If not, I don't know yet. We'll see. And as Delboy says there, if you are interested in this, and we try and do as many watch-alongs as we possibly can, absolutely smash that like button. Really would appreciate it. And get yourselves involved. Get in the chat. Get in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. It all helps, and really would appreciate it. It's going to make for an interesting game, this. Very end-to-end. No team easy enough to break down. Burnley have come forward, though. It's Lyle Foster. Can he get it out from his feet? Manages to find Cullen. Zarori. Is he going to get the beating of Kyle Walker? He sticks a foot in. Is it going for a Burnley corner, or is it Burnley throw-in? Oh, it's a throw-in. Ian Maatsen looks set to take it. Plays it back to Bayer. Burnley work the ball back to Peacock Farrell. Finds Goodmanson. Alderkill. Bayer. Good pass to Maatsen. Plays one over the top for Zarori. Touches it down. Cuts inside. Beautiful ball to Nathan Teller. Can he lay it off for Vitinho? Doesn't. Takes a pot shot from range. Keeper saves it. First sight at goal for either team, really. Ortega has to spin it round the bar. It was a bit of a tame effort, really, from Teller. I think he probably would have been pulled back for offside. I'm not sure if it will be, actually. Ortega had to save it, though, but I'm not entirely sure whether they will get the corner or not. I think the referee has given the corner. It's not been pulled back for offside. Burnley with a chance from this set piece. Ball played in, deep to the back stick. Header up by 2 City players. They can't clear the lines. Now they've headed it away. Only as far as Connor Roberts. Finds Zarori again. Tries to play it to the front post. No Burnley player entertaining it, and Ortega can collect. Good opening 20 minutes from Burnley. They've been very patient so far. Very patient indeed. Henry says, what will Burnley's priorities be come the summer, Dan? I don't know, probably just strengthening. Tying up a few of the loan players. onto permanent contracts, not just tying them up. That'd be a bit strange. But hopefully we'll be a lot stronger come the summer anyway. Elevator says Burnley look like the better team. We have sort of. I'm hoping that we can frustrate them. I'm hoping in the long run we do frustrate them. But we are 19 minutes in. The Clarets fans in full voice. They have not stopped singing. Not that I can hear it, because if I turn the TV up, copyright will be up my arse. But you know what I mean. Jordan Bayer has it. Back in the Burnley half. Like John says, we'll need to be patient and take our chances. We do indeed. We certainly do. Bad ball by Peacock Farrell. Company still telling him, still clapping the keeper though, even though he's even though the ball was terrible to head out to Ian Matson. Couldn't get my words out then. Burnley have to be patient, like John said. Elevator says, do you think Burnley will be able to cope with the other Premier League teams? I'd like to say so. I mean, we've already beat Bournemouth in the Cup this year. So, you know, we've already beaten Premier League opposition. Oh, Nathan Teller nearly put pressure on Ortega there. Nearly came out. The better out the two. Again, Lyle Foster plays it in to Vitinho. He loses it. Oh, if that was... Oh, no disrespect to Vitinho, but if that was anyone like Teller or Zarori, they'd have had a bit quicker feet and a quicker reaction. Now City try to break. Rodrigo comes forward, tries to find Haaland early, but headed away by Connor Roberts, who's come central. That's a foul. Kyle Walker chops down Anas Zarori, gives him a bit of a hard knock. I think that's what City are going to try and do, you know. When I said they play dirty, I think what they'll do is they'll try and knock Burnley nice and early. Give them a few, like, hit them hard, and hope that they don't come giving it. You know, some of the foreign players in this Burnley side, they'll not be used to that. Emmy says, anything with Turf Moor Stadium, does it need an upgrade? Well, it does. It does. But ball over the top. Nathan Teller, is it going to be pulled back for offside? It's not. Teller is still onside. Good ball over, but Zarori has it. Can we find somebody at the back stick? Out as far as Goodmanson. Now back with Teller on this near side. Is he going to get the better of Walker? Plays it back to Matson. Burnley still being patient. Bayer finds Teller. Teller, oh, brilliant defending. Fantastic defending by Manchester City and a beautiful tackle. Dare I say it, by Ruben Diaz. Nathan Teller was in. Fantastic ball by Bayer. So, dare I say it, if Teller takes the shot there, there's a good chance that Diaz could have given away a penalty, but it is a corner for the Clarets, another set piece. I agree with that, Mick. I do agree. Elevator says City will definitely try to pass to Haaland. When Haaland does not show up, City lose full stop. Fingers crossed they do. Deep to the back stick. Header up. Header again. Burnley still have it. It's back in the mix. To the back stick. Oh! Alderkill couldn't get to it. Burnley now having to recover because Foden's there. City win the free kick. Oh, great early signs by the Clarets. Company talking to the fourth official, wondering what's gone on, what's going on. But great display by the Clarets so far. 23 minutes on the clock. Still 0-0. I agree with what you said there, Elevate, to be fair. Haaland doesn't turn up, and that's it. City's source of goals is sort of done for. But then yet again, Riyad Mahrez loves a good goal against us, doesn't he? So, and Connor Roberts has a good personal battle with Phil Foden, who's trying to claim everything against Connor Roberts. And he's down now, touching his feet. Haaland's asking questions to the referee as well. To be fair, Vitinho, I'll take it back. Vitinho does stand on his foot a little bit, trying to get to the ball, but it's more accidental than anything else. I don't think there was any malice in that. But yes, Jeff, the Clarets are definitely giving City a game, without shadow of doubt. Ian Matson. I think the longer this game goes on at 0-0, the more frustrated City will be. Ball tried to just be chipped over for Vitinho. Not quick enough to respond. However, Rico Lewis is down now. Not a good sign. Connor Roberts. Rico Lewis tried to turn Gudmundsson, but I think it's Connor Roberts who's come straight over and just gone bang. Cleared the ball away, but has he connected with Rico Lewis? No, he doesn't even touch him. He doesn't even touch him. If he has, he's caught him a little bit with his studs. Elevator says if it's 0-0 by the 70th minute at least, I can't see anything apart from Burnley trying to defend and City attacking and looking to score. Who knows? We've been on the top in a lot of games for a full 90 minutes. De Bruyne, is he going to take a shot from Rich? No, he tries to find Mahrez. Beautiful interception by Burnley. It's took a nick and a block, but Mahrez can get to the ball. Is he going to look for the corner? He does. City have a chance. Mahrez with the corner. Whips it in to the front post. Header up. Burnley clear. Should have took a touch there, Matson. Should have took a touch. Referee blows for a foul. However, Burnley have a free kick. If you can hear whispers in the background, people, if you can hear noise, my little girl's watching the game with me just behind the camera as well. Whatever you do, don't put the volume up on that. Burnley have it at the back. Kyle Walker has to go back to Ortega. Very good pressing by Burnley. Burnley being told to come forward and put those City fullbacks under pressure, making Ortega have to go long. Still finding the odd pass though. Still managing to get through. Ortega gets it back. Now has to go long. Finds Kyle Walker. Plays a 1-2 with Riyad Mahrez. Has it in the centre of the park now. He's had to come central. He's going to look for Mahrez again out wide. City having to go back. had another chance then coming forward. They were trying to come forward with numbers. Just a shame that Burnley couldn't get a good pass in behind Patella. I think he was anticipating the forward pass, but there weren't enough traction on it for it to go anywhere. Ortega has to go long. City doing a lot of defensive work here. Burnley have definitely been the better side. But as we know in games, sometimes you can be the better side and still come off the worst. Haaland, header. It's wide. Burnley managed to clear. Haaland didn't even get his header on target, to be fair. However, Burnley have to defend now. Maatsen, Mahrez, is he going to cut inside and try and shoot? Does try to find Rodrigo. Good interception. Good interception by Jordan Bayer. The young German centre-back. Absolutely fantastic work. Stop Julian Alvarez. Mahrez trying to claim a pass back. Definitely no pass back there. He slid in to try and stop the shot. And done fantastically well. Ball played over the top. Connor Roberts. Plays it to Amin Al-Dakil. Fantastic pass by Peacock Farrell. Can Burnley come away here? Oh, bad pass. It's a bad pass by by Ian Maatsen, sorry. Well cut out by City. Burnley. I thought Burnley had a chance there. Oh, this is as much as it's 0-0. I've got to say, even without claret tinted glasses on, Burnley have given an absolutely fantastic, cracking assessment of themselves, even with the team that they've put out. It's testament to Kompany and Bellamy's tactics. You know, all the talk is about Vincent Kompany returning to the Etihad. Craig Bellamy had a stint there as well. Erling Haaland's through, and City are 1-0 up. City take the lead. And it's the big Norwegian forward who gets it. Absolute sucker punch for Burnley there, to be fair. The Clarets caught napping. It was just too simple for Erling Haaland. Too simple. He manages to nod it down to play the 1-2. Takes a touch. Simple for Haaland. Simple. Good pass by Alvarez. Now the Clarets find themselves on the back foot. City don't deserve it, though. City do not deserve it. No, as you said there, Elevator, to be honest, it was against the run of play. City don't really deserve the lead. My little girl says she's not happy. Lucy says, come on, City. Knew you'd be against Burnley, obviously. Pardon me. It's absolutely pissing it down in Manchester. Let's update that scoreline. It is City 1, Burnley 0. Burnley trying to come forward now. Zarori finds Connor Roberts in the centre of the park. Bayer. Matson. He gets it back. All it takes is an equaliser from the Clarets and we'll... it's back to game on. As we said, an undeserving lead for City, to be honest. Taken the game to them. They've had the possession. They've had the possession, but it's frustrating. Frustrating. BBC can't get anything right, can they? They fucking go back to it. They're literally showing replays of company talking to Burnley players, come back to the flaming thing, and again, now Burnley have conceded again. 2-0. Erling Haaland again. It's finally showing us the bit of passage of play. Connor Roberts has been beaten way too easy by Phil Foden. A simple ball across. Erling Haaland opens his body up like the, shit-hot striker that he is. And as you said there, Luke, far too simple. Far too simple. Erling Haaland is the man who doubles his goal tally and doubles the scoreline for Manchester City, but it's so easy now for us to just lose our heads. We've conceded once, we've conceded twice. And it's starting to look like it again. It could be another beating for Burnley at the Etihad. But we're only 36 minutes in. Never say never in football. I think we need to start reading the passes, play a few more. Mark says for him, that's just another tapping. It were. It were. Exactly, Luke. Exactly. Mark says he scored 41 in 37 games now. I agree with what Kate's saying here. Don't know what's worse than watching this and not being used to Burnley not losing. On the flip side, we all thought potentially, potentially we could get something out of this. Early till I die said Christmas 2014 we came from 2 down at the empty ad. Well, let's hope so. I think company's going to have a few choice words to say to the Burnley players at half time because the defending for that second goal was poor. The first goal was just as I say, it was just against the run of play. Burnley need to be stronger. Burnley now having to be a little bit stronger. Elevate says Haaland is a goal machine. Rich is here. He says in the last round we only let one in at Ashton Gate at half time. Yeah, but I bet they didn't have full strength like that though, did they? Surely not. Plus, I think this would have been a whole different game if it were at Turf Moor as well. I don't think City would have had a 2-goal advantage at this stage. Not in the slightest. They've got one of the biggest pitches in the country. Come to Turf Moor, where it's like really tight and compact. Oh, I love it. I'm just seeing Pep. Pep is so angry on the touchline. He's like half-fiving his players as they're walking past. Chris Welch is in the chat. He says, evening, mate. Hope you're well. Well, I'd have been a lot better if we weren't 2-0 down. I've got to say, I shouldn't really be frustrated about it. I think it's just a fact of every fucking year against City, near enough. However, Burnley coming forward. Ball with Lyle Foster. Now with Zarori. Tries to cut inside. Oh, you're a dick, Zarori. You do this every single game. You cut inside and try to take a shot. Why? It's not just once you do it. You do it 3, 4 goddamn stupid times. Don't blame the greasy surface. Don't say you were trying to cross a ball in because there was no way that was your intention. You've cut in and you've gone for the shot. It's frustrating. I'm sorry. It's really frustrating because we're seeing this week in, week out now from him. Even the Burnley players were looking at him going like, well, that's a waste. As Mark says there, to be fair, Dan, they destroyed Leipzig 7-0. There's no shame in this. No, there ain't, but I think it's just frustration. Really frustration. Elevator says there, welcome back to the Etihad, Vincent Company. Yeah, we are having a go. We're giving them a game. That's the main thing. We're actually giving them a game. I think I'm just more frustrated at the fact of, you know, I know it's only 2-0. Hopefully it's only 2-0 come half time, and I'm sure Company's got a lot to say. Mark says you need to put a stamp on it before it gets out of hand. Elevate says a Burnley goal will make things very interesting. It will. It would. I'd love one before half time as well. Oh, Jordan Bayer comes out of the traps. Finds Vitinho again. Burnley, look alive. Look alive. Anticipate the pass. It's really infuriating. It's so hard not to, like, I commend them for getting to where we've got and the team we've put out. It's just, I'm frustrated. I'm really frustrated. Luke said, showed myself far too much respect in the second. You can't do that against these sides. Need to be in their faces constantly. Agreed. Max says, Haaland is making City so one-dimensional, but he scores goals, so who cares? There is that. Give him a sniff of blood and he'll be there, won't he? Luke says, Man City, bloody hell, these tarpos. Elvet says, I think if City didn't have Haaland, they'd maybe 6th in the Premier League. Ortega with a bad pass. Can Burnley carve themselves a chance before half time? 43 gone. Come on, Burnley. Alderkill. Finds Teller. Manages to turn. Loses it to De Bruyne. Teller's the one putting in a lot of effort. Burnley get the ball. That's not a free kick in my eyes. Foden drops like a sack of shit. Looking at a close-up of it here. They've both gone to block each other from getting from the ball. Of course, City at the Etihad will get anything they want, won't they? Luke says City, bloody hell, his typos. A view from the stands. Hope you guys are well. Really appreciate it. Says can't wait for you to hit 1K, mate. You deserve it. I would really love that. I would have loved it to happen today. If it does, it does. If it don't, it don't. We will see. City going for a third from the free kick, and it's out. Ruben Diaz couldn't get there on the follow-up. Mark says, I still stand by my point that City is so much worse with Haaland as their game plan is so centralised around him, and they aren't the ticky-tacky team they were of years gone back. I think that's what we're trying to be. We're trying to be that ticky-tacky team. At the moment, it's just looking a little bit tacky, not ticky. Exactly. He's done it once at Sunderland, and it paid off. Ever since then, he's consecutively in games cut in and took shots, thinking that he's going to get a wonder goal every time. It's not going to happen. Gates says there was just being greedy because he wanted to be the goal scorer. Not about who scores. It's about coming away with goals as a team. Work together. Totally agree. Max says the same. He wanted the limelight. Elevator said Leeds went from bottom 3 all the way up to 14th. Jesus. Burnley are doing all right, yeah. But like I say, if this was at, and like Mark says, if this was at Turf Moor, this would be a completely different fixture. However, Matson, takes a shot. Ortega can only palm it away. And the referee blows for half time. Ian Matson were trying to get Burnley back on the score sheet. And it is Manchester City who have the lead at the break. Matson, the thing is, doing the same thing again and again and expecting something different is insanity. It is indeed. He says there's no I in Team Haaland. Is just a poster boy without the jewels. He is. City know they're in a game. There's some of their players coming off, blowing out their arse. You know what the media will be like. Oh, the Erling Haaland show. The new boy in town. Get a grip. He's done jack shit apart from touch a ball twice, and it's ended up in the back of the net. It's who knows though? It's going to be a big second half. Big second half. Jeff says cockerels here in Philippines have begun their morning chorus, so off to bed for a few hours. Good luck in the second half. No, I appreciate that, Jeff. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Elevator says Burnley have an extremely tough task if they're going to get back into this game. They do. They do indeed. However, we will be back for the second half very soon. We are going to take a little break. I'm going to freshen up on the Bay front. Yeah, we'll be back with the second half in about 5 or 10 minutes. We'll come back and bring you some stats and things and what people are saying on social. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be back for the second. Welcome back. We will be bringing you the second half soon. If you all thought that that beer was, I mean, it did me right for 45 minutes. Well, I brought his big brother along. When you go 2-0 down, you've got to up the ante, haven't you? You've got to up the ante. So I did what you used to do with them aliens as a kid, where you put them in water and they grew a bit bigger. That's what I did with the bottle of Budweiser. You know what? I was just listening to the commentary on BBC of what they were saying, and in a nutshell, they've said that Burnley are putting in a tremendous performance. It's great what they're doing, and that if you took Erling Haaland out of the City team, then it would have been, they wouldn't have been there. It'd have still been 0-0. In fact, they even said if Haaland were in the Burnley team, Burnley would have been the team that are 2-0 up. He's been the difference. But the thing is, he's not really had to do anything. It's just the case of he's been right place, right time. And, the commentator said that it was a hard one to take because Burnley have played really, really well. And even Shearer, being a former Blackburn fan as well, said that we look like a team who's could really hurt teams next season if we're promoted. So I shouldn't really grumble. I shouldn't grumble. The scoreline does flatter City, really, but we've all been watching it in the chat. I've been watching it here, and I'm just, for me, I should just really be happy at the fact that we're here. We're here. We are one game away from Wembley, and I think that's something company will probably say at half time. You are literally 45 minutes away from playing at Wembley Stadium. Yes, we've got to chase a 2-goal, a 2-0 scoreline, but if we can keep it tight at the back, if we can be clinical up top, then who's to say that we can't get ourselves back into it? I think City will know at the beginning of that second half we're going to potentially come out and try and get on the front foot. But who knows? Who knows? At the moment, the master is still mastering the student. But there is time for that all to change. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Matt says, I agree with Dan that per 90, Haaland doesn't offer that much. Wanderer says, I'm staying up, Jeff. Good old Wanderer. You can all trust the Wanderer to stay up. Elevator says, second half underway between Chelsea and Everton. Johnny says, why didn't Barnes start? Like, what's wrong with company? Foster doesn't press the keeper. Barnes would. I thought this, why didn't we go all out? Because, like you say, to be honest, there's an international break now. We don't have to worry about... is it just a case of he doesn't want to risk injury? But I don't. To be honest, the team he's put out hasn't put in a bad performance, and it was just more frustration in that first half of, that we've been the better side, and when they've just had the luck. They've just had the luck. You win some, you lose some. However, there is another 45 still to be played. And you, like say, Johnny, you're spot on. It should have been the full strength, in my opinion. Johnny said would rather have the FA Cup than the points record. To be fair, like, obviously promotion is pretty much near enough wrapped up. But why not? For me, why not when it's a game, literally, with an international break next week where you're going to have a fortnight to recover? I don't know. I don't know. But We shall see. We shall see. Colin says that it should have started this one. Hope you're well, pal. He said, "No." Wanderer says, "No need to prioritise the league. We'll get promotion guaranteed. Barnes will be on for second half. We ain't lost yet. Well, we will see if there's any changes for the second half very, very shortly." Albert says, "I don't know what it is, but every time United finishing third, for example, the next season we finish third, then in that season, so there's Liverpool fans chatting amongst themselves in the chat. Colin says, needed to put full strength team out. Is City we're playing, not Rotherham." Exactly, Colin. Exactamundo. Chelsea are 1-up. Apparently, João Felix has scored. Wanderer says, "Agree, Colin. Surprised Foster started this one. Surprised Muric didn't." Johnny says, "Burnley are doing better. Just our passing has been woeful." Yeah, we have shown weaknesses in our passing. We do need to be a lot stronger, in my opinion. Mick says, "Haven't been impressed with Peacock Fowl's distribution so far." No, I'd say the same. Rich says, "They're changing the name today, Budweiser to Burnley beer. It goes down easily." All right, smart ass. Carl says, "Our pal just got in from work. Heard we had some good chances." We have. We played pretty well that first 45 minutes. No word of a lie. We took the game to them. It's just two, first goal against the runner play. Second one, we just couldn't. We just, nah. Like I say, fingers crossed. Companies said, "Look, this is where you all need to lace your boots up. Time to be an evil bastard now. Time to be an evil bastard." And I think you're right. It does look like Burnley have made substitutions. And I think it's Jack Cork and Ashley Barnes who are coming on for today only, Dan. I agree with that. Would have rather been one down than two. Barnes is on. It's not really said who for. Oh, Barnes is on for Lyle Foster. Goodmanson is off. And Jack Cork is back in the middle of the park, taking the captain's armband. I wouldn't have said Jimmy Greaves was just the same, Dan. Bet he was. Rich says, "Dan, like I said, last round when they beat us, they will beat better teams than us more than 3-0, and they did. Leipzig, so don't worry about it. Enjoy your Budweiser." No, I should just be enjoying it. Whatever happens, happens. But let's see. I say we are back underway for the second half. And, maybe if we get one back, we may see a few signs from City thinking, shit. Who knows? That's a free kick to Burnley. Rich says, "I think the Burnley defence needs to be very hard in the second half, like Kate's veg last week." Anthony's brother, "I think the Burnley defence needs to be hard like Kate's veg last week." From your hot pot. Love it. Luke says, "Hoping the goals are dried up for Man City, but it's been luck rather than skill." It has. BTID said, "I'd rather start Muric and the English Pele instead of Foster." I'm here bringing you a watch along, so I couldn't have started. Elbert says, "If you still had Nick Pope, this would be way closer." I don't think so. Personally, I don't think so. I don't think that. I mean, okay, he's coming to it his own a little bit, but I think for his reactions with his feet have been can be a little bit. There's always been question marks over it. Rich, I'm mocking you a bit, Dan, today. City have a chance on Mahrez, tries to play it to the back stick, header up by Roberts. Can Burnley clear? Foden managed to get and pen Manchester City back into their own half. I'm mocking you a bit, Dan, today, as this season in the league you've been great, but I'm dreading the 30th of April, so I'm getting it in today as I can't in the league. All good though, bro. They say it's not a problem. Not a problem. I do love having a laugh and stuff with you all. And as Kate says, can tell you're Anthony's brother. Radio said Burnley have lost this now. Just as I got out the car. Well, you never know. You never know. At 2-0 down, you think 2-goal cushion against Manchester City. You're not looking like it's going to be a great day for you, but who knows in the long run? There's still time. There's still life in the old dog yet. Burnley have it at the back. Jack Cork manages to find Peacock Farrell. Burnley having a chance to come forward. Can they play it out wide? Connor Roberts gets it. Finds Vitinho. Vitinho needs to be a lot stronger here. Try and take his man on. Doesn't. Oh, great pressing by Burnley, and it's out for a goal kick though. Ant tells me to put all this. I'm surprised. Are you round at Anthony's house? Because he doesn't lift his arse off the sofa, does he? So I'm surprised, unless he's at your house. I don't know what he's doing there though. His missus must have kicked him out. Mark says, how many points you clear a third, Dan? I know with 13 clear a second. Let's have a butcher's. Well, 16 clear a third. 16 clear a third. Elevator says Burnley would have to be tight at the back and perfect in front of goal to take it to extra time. Yep, I agree. Couldn't agree more, pal. Could not agree more. Our best chance is sort of trying to maybe nick set pieces, like the odd goal here and there, you know, from set pieces. But who knows, though? Who knows? Mark says, how many games left? We've got 9 games left. As I say, we could have it wrapped up in the next 2, promotion. And I think if we beat Sheffield United the game after, we can have the league actually wrapped up. But 9 games to go. City coming forward. Again, trying to play a ball over the top. It's deep towards Foden. Foul goes against Jack Cork. He doesn't look happy there, to be fair. Oh, he does handball it. He does handball it. Matt says you'll be promoted in 4 games. Well, it could be less. I say we play Borough as well. So if we beat Sunderland this weekend and then play Borough, we technically could win it then, I think, or get confirmed playoffs anyway. Chris says it's a real shame there will be pundits back on Match of the Day. It was the first time I watched Match of the Day last week, and it was the best one. No, knowing nothing pundits, talking utter drivel, just football highlights. Loved it. Kate says, I think as long as they give a good game, you can't fault them, even if they lose. It's Man City for beep's sake. And yeah, she's got a point. She has got a point. Sunderland is a Friday night game on the 31st. Yeah, it is. We'll try and bring you a watch along for that game if we're not going on. It's a Friday night game. We'll try and bring you a watch along here for you to sink your teeth into. Emery says, in my opinion, I don't think Haaland works hard enough. When he loses the ball, he won't run and try and get it back. He expects the rest of the team to get it and then give it back to him. Yeah, he does. He does. Elevator says Burnley will be promoted whenever they want to be promoted. And Mark says, no, I think your next win will secure playoffs. Either way. Everton have equalised against Chelsea. Abdullah Decore has scored the equaliser at Stamford Bridge. But here it is Manchester City 2, Burnley 0, 52 minutes on the clock. And Burnley are trying to be a little bit more steady defensively. Bad ball by Peacock foul. Burnley somehow managed to get it away. Referee waves away the questions of a Burnley free kick. Foden tries to play it into Haaland. Alderkill gets there to the second ball. Manchester City trying to put another move together and try and get that elusive third goal that really would kill this Burnley team off. Offside, surely he's offside. Great save by Peacock foul, but I'm sure that's offside. I think it has been pulled back. The linesman didn't put his flag up because he's probably been paid by Manchester City. Mahrez was offside, just offside, but it has been pulled back. Great save though by Peacock foul. As I say, he saved it well on with his knee. Should have been burying that. However, as the BBC come back from their from the replay, Rodrigo takes a shot and it goes wide of the mark. Stop it. Elevator says bye-bye Chelsea in terms of top form. They ain't getting past Madrid. Easy Madrid win that. Say people, if you can, please do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and want to get notified. Then click that notification bell. Haaland's through. Is he going for his hat-trick? Another fantastic save by Peacock Farrell. Again, City come forward. Can they get another ball in the mix? Headed back. Cullen clears. Or was it Bayer that cleared it? It all started with Stefan Ortega's ball over the top. Bayer was beaten by Haaland. Haaland cuts in. Great save by Peacock Farrell. And he keeps the score at the 2-0 deficit. I say I've learnt my mistakes from the first half. Frustrated in the first half. But Peacock Farrell is here, like Elevator said. Is keeping Burnley alive. Another great save. Again, City come forward as we come back from the replay. Great defensive block by the kill. To the edge of the box. Burnley clear it. It's now Rodrigo who has it. Mahrez. Burnley pretty much with 11 men behind the ball now. City just pumping the pressure onto them. Burnley really do need to get a foothold back in this game. As I say, pull one back and maybe City will be a little bit anxious. It might fire the Burnley players up with pulling a goal back, but let's see what happens. At the moment, it looks more like City grabbing a third, but De Bruyne takes a shot. Header up by Jordan Bayer and out for a corner. I think Peacock Farrell may have had it covered if it didn't hit Bayer's head, but that's another thing we've got to look at with this game as well. It's a good learning curve for Burnley. You're playing against a team that you're sort of trying to emulate. City have a corner. 57 on the clock. Still 2 goals to the good. Played to the edge. Header up. And Peacock Farrell has it. He's kicked it out quickly. Can he get Nathan Teller on the run? He can. You try beating Kyle Walker for pace. Burnley lose it. Ortega finds Ruben Diaz. Kit says, I want Peacock Farrell's shirt and the third shirt that they're wearing. I know they're practically wearing everything that you want in from Burnley's Clarets, though. Come on, Burnley. Ball played in. It's Foden. Takes a shot. It hits the post. And it's there. It's there for Haaland. He's got his hat-trick. For sake. Another hat-trick for Haaland. I don't think he was expecting it, to be fair. It was Foden's shot. It ricocheted off the post. Burnley look just deflated. It starts out with a move by Mahrez, who plays the ball to Haaland, plays the 1-2 with Mahrez. He finds Foden again, who takes the shot. And Haaland's just there off the rebound. There's nobody watching Haaland at all. This is where we need to be. This is setting the standard of how we could be if we can get it right. Today, it is not right at all. (3-0) to Manchester City, and well, it's looking like another dismal day at the Etihad for Burnley Football Club. No, I agree. Can't see an escape route. Okay, so maybe time for some change. We've already made 2, I suppose. Like, it's like Company said. He said, just, you know what, go out and enjoy it. But to be fair, you should be saying, for me, I don't think you should have said that. You've got the chance at playing in an FA Cup semi-final. Never mind, go out and enjoy it. Go out and play football. Match them. Match their... I'm not saying you could match them ability-wise, but match them man for man. The scoreline flatters Manchester City. That first half, we really did take the game to them. Second half, we've gone defensive, gone back to the Burnley of old a little bit, stuck 11 men behind the ball. It's very frustrating. Look, De Bruyne's in. De Bruyne's in, pulls it back, 4-0. De Bruyne pulls it back for Julian Alvarez. This could be fucking horrible scoreline in the end. I'm sorry, but this could be horrible. 7 they put in against RB Leipzig, Lipstick, whatever you want to call them. This is frustrating. This is frustrating. I'll take that every cloud, I suppose. It's, mate, it's just getting embarrassing and way too easy. Why have we got 4 or 5 of the Burnley players all stood in the same position? Too scared to put a foot in. Sorry, Matson, you were too scared to put a foot in on De Bruyne there. Alvarez, simple as you like, pops it in the back stick. 4-0 City. It won't surprise me. We'll come back from the replay and City are already flaming 6-0 up. City have gone to change it now. Erling Haaland has come off. Burnley also made another substitution. Haaland's off, Cole Palmer is on, and Akanji is on for Ruben Diaz. And Calvin Phillips is being readied for Manchester City as well. I'm not sure who the Burnley change was, but it is 4-0 to Manchester City, and it is pretty much game, set, and match. First half, we were all over City. First half, we're all over them. Second half has been piss poor. It's frustrating. I think the more frustrating thing about this is, right, is that this happens all the time. Every single time. Is there ever going to be a time where we come to the Etihad and get it right? It was Nathan Teller who went off. Michael Obafemi who came on, pardon me, in his place. And there's another 2 substitutions getting ready for Manchester City. It's Sergio Gomez, the man who played under Vincent Kompany at Anderlecht. He'll be coming on and taking his position at left back, taking over from Rico Lewis. And Rodrigo is off, and on in his place will be the former Leeds United man, Calvin Phillips. There is still 25 minutes to go, yeah, but Kate says maybe you being worried about Burnley's team lineup was rightly so, yeah. But then yet again, I think even if we went full strength, at the Turf, this is different. At the Etihad, they're a different animal. They've just beaten a team 7-0. Speaking of which, won't surprise me if there's a 5th goal incoming. Hopefully we'll dick them in the league next season. Kate said just next season, but I knew what she meant. Emma says City still have the coat hanging over them, so things could still change, I think. They'll get off with it scot-free. There's no way they can be arsed stripping them of titles or saying that you've done this and you've done that and they're going to take it all away from you, because they won't do that. They'll charge City with a certain amount of money, which is practically even a few millions pocket money to them. They won't want to damage the pockets of having such a club like Manchester City, who's now become world renowned due to the stars that they have. Everybody wants them to be expelled from the Premier League. Everybody wants them to suffer this massive comeuppance for whatever's gone on. It's just going to come to nothing. It's going to come to nothing. And there's 5. There's 5. We've not even hit 70 minutes. Cole Palmer, the youngster who grabs the 5th goal for Manchester City. The scoreline hasn't justified the game, apart from this second half where City have been the better side. First half, Burnley were all over them. Defensively, it's a shambles. They've got players who react quicker, just in the right places. We're already not even looking at the next move because we're too busy looking at the ball instead of looking about where the positioning of the player that we should be marking. I love it. I think this could be worse than this. This could be worse than the 7-0 against Leipzig at the minute. There's only 68 minutes on the clock. It's ridiculous. Doug's in the chat, says, good evening, Dan. I think Conte is done at Spurs. His outburst after the game was quite extraordinary. Ouch. To be fair, Elevator, you're right. You're right to a sense there. You know, the game was wrapped up by one man. It is what it is. Hope you're well, Cindy. 5-0. The City fans are doing the Poznan. Here comes 6. Shot saved. Again. Ball still with City. Again defended. Okay, it says Burnley will never beat Manchester City. I haven't got their money for one. It's better first half as it stands. City's just taking shots for fun now. Just taking the piss. Luke, how can you say that comment? How can you say that comment as a team who has money, like Forest have? You've spunk money on 30-odd players in the Premier League. You've started putting some results together or getting the odd result here and there. And then you say this team's not ready for the Premier League. Were RB Leipzig not ready for the Champions League when they got dicked 7-0? Are they not ready to be contending in the Bundesliga like they have been? Burnley trying to come forward. Carve an opportunity. Ball to the back stick. Can Coutinho keep it in? Does. Finds Connor Roberts. That should be a foul. Linesman gives nothing. And referee just doesn't give a shit either. As Kate says, don't agree with that. Luke, Burnley are better than a good few Premier League teams. Man City are high up there. Burnley are too good for the Championship, which I agree. To be fair, Johnny, you keep saying about why didn't you bring Muric on. Muric wouldn't have made a difference either. Muric wouldn't have made a difference either. It's so easy for a lot of people to throw the gauntlet at Peacock Fowling in the first half and things like that. His passing was shit. But now, some of his saves have been the penultimate reason why we are where we are. This could have been a worse off scoreline if he wasn't there. Having Muric in goal would have not changed the outcome of this match. It's not like the keeper's made a mistake, although City are in here now for 6. Can they turn? He does. He gets the better of him. Shot! It is! It is 6-0. Alvarez gets his second. It looks like potentially it is good night Vienna. It's bollocks. It's bullshit. It's a bag of wank. Had enough. I still kept the scoreline at 4 for some stupid reason. It's 6. I might as well just put 10 now and I'm fucking done with it. This is bollocks. Bollocks. Absolute big, fat, hairy fucking bollocks. This just goes to show. This just goes to show. Not that we're not good enough, because I think the table doesn't lie in the Championship, and we've already beaten Premier League teams in the cup in the cup when we knocked Bournemouth out. These lads that are playing in this Burnley team, let's not forget, are 20-odd years of age. They're still trying to be nurtured in their football career. They're still like 22, 21, 23 at most. This is really, is going to have dented confidence big time. But I hope this is also another realisation of the fact that we should do this to teams. Fuck them all. How many times this season at the Turf or away from home have we gone 3 goals up and instead we've just stopped at 3-0 and we've just been piss farting about, passing it about. This has been torture. And we're not even 75 minutes in. We are now. Still 6-0, man. It's just typical of City to turn up. Typical of City to turn up. Peacock Farrell, you dickhead. Do something about it. Just pump the ball forward. Stop pissing around. Just fucking launch it. Clear it. Why are you peeing about there? Let's just wait till he's right up my arse before I decide to try kicking it. Vitinho looks like he's coming off. And as is Ian Matson. Samuel Bastian and Charlie Taylor come on in their place. I have nothing to say. Nothing to say to. I see your comments coming in, and it's just, what can I say? I agree with what one of the lads has said in the chat. He said it's been men against boys. It's been men against boys. However, boys grow into men. And when you look at it, there's a lot of inexperience in this Burnley side that this will have taught a few of these players a few things. Those players will be disheartened at full time, whatever the scoreline, they'll be disheartened. But Pep didn't come here to piss fart about. He put that full strength side out. It's just a bad day at the office. This'll have pissed them off. Like I say, it'll be a sour one in the dressing room. But you know, Kate says, "Thank goodness this isn't a championship game." Just if this had happened in a championship game, I'd have lost my shit. I already feel like I'm losing my shit, and I shouldn't really be. I think when you set yourself up with optimism, belief, a little bit like we're going to go there in the form of our lives, maybe we're going to, even just losing 2-0 would have been, you know, something. What I will say is, I feel for Sunderland in 2 weeks' time. Because if we are all guns blazing that day at Turf Moor, now we know what sort of animal we need to be. The space we need to be making. The sort of runs that need to be in behind players. Not that we need to change anything, because what we're doing in the Championship is working enough. But this has just been a frustrating evening. To most people, it's been an excuse to have a piss up in Manchester. Oh. I'm going to suck the smaller bottle of Budweiser first in the first half. The bigger one's become my best friend. Ten more minutes of this shit to endure. Pep taking no prisoners at all. 6-0 to the good. Burnley have a chance to come forward. Nothing more than a consolation, but ball pumped into the back step. Ortega gets a hand to it. I don't think if he did, I thought Obafemi might have got to it, but Ortega gets there first. Alder kill. Finds Obafemi. Can he get a ball in for Burnley? Play to the front post, and there's Ashley Barnes. And sorry, it wasn't Obafemi, it was Samuel Bastian who did the work. Great play by Samuel Bastian. Barnes was there at the front post, but couldn't put it in. Good play by Bastian, to be fair. Barnes gets the better of Akanji, but it's not entertaining. Ortega's goal. Ah, shit a brick. It's been a good cup run, I will say that. It's not been a bad cup run. It's been nice to have a cup run. We've not really had one because usually, well, in the Dash era, he didn't really do cups, did he? The consolation is now that let's just break the clean sheet. Let's break the clean sheet and put them off. Pardon me. Ball played over by City. Long ball put forward. Gone for a throw-in. Silly question, really, Oliver. Not in terms of yourself, it's but miles better under company. Miles better. Like I say, mate, we've been schooled. We've been schooled, as I said, men against boys, and I just do believe that there is still a lot to learn, and City in this second half have had our pants round our ankles and literally just had their way with us. Yeah, just in case anyone was wondering. Can I just say thank you very much to everyone who's sat and watched this performance with us. This has been a real eye-opener and a humongous eye-opener for Vincent Kompany. Bruyne has cut his leg open. He seems to be limping a little bit. I don't think that will take anything away from the performance. Rich says, I feel a bit more confident about the 3rd of April. Well, who knows? Burnley try to capitalise from this free kick. Can they still come forward now? Try and take advantage. City have got back in numbers. Ball over the top. Michael Obafemi can't get to the ball. The ball is on a greasy surface, to be fair. It has been teaming it down there. And just simple. We'll lose it. Just lose it. It's just too easy. Way too easy. Anas Sarori getting in the head of Kevin De Bruyne. It is bad. No worries, Henry. Take care. No, exactly, Cindy. Exactly. Ah. It's all right, because at the end of this, I've got to dissect it in a 60-second review and then upload that. That should be fun. I just give 10 seconds to each Manchester City goal. However, they've kicked the ball out, so I don't know what's going on here. City are making a substitution, so they've kicked the ball out. It's Kevin De Bruyne who's coming off. He's handed the captain armband to someone, and I'm not sure who. I think he's probably going to give it to Laporte. Jack Grealish comes on in his place. Two more minutes left of the 90. Elevate says, who do you think will get promoted with Burnley, Dan? I'm going to say Borough. I think Sheffield United will. Bottle it. The fact that City got that win against Leipzig or Leipzig, like I say, whatever you want to call them. The fact they got that 7-0 win, it just boosted morale, boosted confidence in their camp. And it won't surprise me if Pep said, like, you got 7 against Leipzig. Look at what we did to Wigan. Look at what we did to Swansea when they tried to match us playing in that way. And we ended up beating them by big scorelines. In a sense, I thought we would have been... This would have been one of those games where we actually turned up. And we did. 45 minutes. We turned up at the Etihad, had a brew, lost the car keys, and have been left stranded ever since. 2 minutes added on at the end of this. 2 more painful minutes to endure. Hey, if City don't score, that's a bonus, isn't it? We can say that we're better than Leipzig. Hey, Johnny, if they do, they do. Sort of not going to win it. Exactly, Johnny. Chris says, feel sorry for anyone playing or fighting on April Fool's Day. Laporte's gone into the book. As has Ashley Barnes. Well, I've seen. I suppose it makes no difference, does it really, to the fact of how shit this game is? Exactly, Johnny. That's what I said. That's what I said. Usually, Burnley go 3-0 up and that's it. They sort of just piss fart about. If City can go off and kill teams like that, then we should carry on going off and killing teams like that. So we can get into that mentality of this is it. This is how we need to play on the ball 90 minutes. Don't let teams have a chance to even try and break you down. Would not surprise me if the referee blows his whistle here. He does. It is all over. The student stays the student. He knew it was going to be a big task. Frustrating. Very frustrating. But it is City who go on to Wembley in the semi-finals. Burnley's cup run is all but over. Is it all but over? It is all over, sorry. An Erling Haaland hat-trick. 2 goals for Julian Alvarez. And a goal for the youngster Cole Palmer. All the difference in this game. A frustrating tie, but a lot to learn for these boys. A lot to learn for these young boys. Just frustration. Pure frustration. Guys, not really much to say on that. A good first 45. And yeah. City doing what City have done. Let's not let it ruin our weekend. Let's hope that Sheffield United do the biz against Bastards as well and put them to the sword. But it is full time. It is 6-0 to City, and the Clarets are out. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Really do appreciate it. If you could, please smash a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when we next go live. Thank you to everyone who's been in the chat, been along with us. Really do appreciate it. We will be back after the international break. We will try and bring you some content before the next Burnley game, but we will also try and potentially bring you the watch along for that Burnley Sunderland fixture, and you can join us for that. But as we say, it is City on the road to Wembley now for the semi-finals. Over 7,500 Burnley fans making the trip back to Burnley, all trying to cram on one X43 bus. That's going to be some hell of a trip. Thank you guys for watching. Oh well, cup is over. Does not to dwell. Let's go and wrap the league up now. Take care. Up the Clarets.